As a founder, are you really struggling in closing deals? Imagine a situation where you've managed to get the contact details, you've managed to set up a meeting, you have done your discovery. It felt that the discovery went really nice and this could move towards a demo, some kind of proposal discussion. But the prospect has started ghosting you. The deal hasn't moved. And this is happening across multiple deals. Feel that, hey, it is going to take 6, 9, 10 months to close this deal, and you're simply deciding to move away. Sounds familiar? Well, this, my friend, is a common business challenge that most startup founders, most or companies in their early stages face when it comes to sales. So let's get right into it on why this is happening. Point number one, I have made the same mistake in the past. I have been on the selling side for more than 25 years now, and in my early days, even I went through the same normal routine after having gone to focus on the process, ask them as many questions as possible, capture all the information, keep gathering all the data, come back to office, create some kind of deal, go back. But here's the mistake that I realized. In this entire bargain, all I was doing was just gathering information and not really accelerating the deal. This is where traditional discovery fails because it focuses on gathering information for your demo. We all do this subconsciously. So hear me again. We keep gathering that information just so that we can show a demo instead of building trust. You are the one who is going to help them solve. Typically what happens, they keep going to competitors. Your competitor keeps winning, even maybe at a premium where you're not even able to sell at. Here's what you should do. Number one, always focus and start with the business context, not technical problems. Understanding why these problems exist in the first place is one of the most important. So go ahead with the business context. Number one. Important action number two. Ask about consequences, not just problems. See, the problems could be a number of them, right? It could be with technology, it could be with people, it could be with some process, it could be with some tools. There are a number of things. But the most important thing is, what are the consequences of not? As long as the consequence are scary for the organization, they are likely to work on it, right? So the consequences, does somebody lose their job if this thing fails? Is there some loss of reputation? So only when understand the problem, understand the consequences, and who has to face those consequences. So that will also help you build a complete business case of why to do it, why not to do it, because now you are aware of the consequences on both the sides. Important task number three. Map the buying process before you pitch. Now, most modern enterprise sales requires multi-threading. You are going to be talking to the people from the functional teams, let's say for example from marketing, or if supply chain is the buyer, or production is the buyer, or manufacturing is the buyer. There's always a functional team. Then there are going to be people from IT, then from procurement, from legal, from finance, from infosec maybe. Again, that can come under IT, but yeah. So it's not only about convincing your end user that this application can help you solve a number of problems. You also have to understand how do you make this available. What is the buying process? Do they buy by simply comparing 3 different quotes, or is there a detailed RFP process once there is a certain level of quote or cost involved? For example, let's say about 25 lakh, it has to be mandatory RFP. What is the decision criteria? How do they follow that decision process? Who are the key members who will be part of that process? Whose decision will be final? How does this entire process work? How long does this process take? Who all need to be involved? Now, I know this is probably the most frustrating part of enterprise and large deal and value selling. But understanding this process is what is going to differentiate you from all the other sellers who are just trying to come in, convince, and hope that they get the order. Whereas you're going to put in the hard work to really understand and make the system work along with you, rather than trying to break through the system or keep your fingers crossed that some exception they might just give me the order without following the due process. I hope the best for you, but despite best hopes, my friend, that's not how enterprise sales works. So you will have to figure out the buying process before you pitch, because only then you will be in a position to really understand all the steps that you need to follow, right from the compliances that you'll have to meet, right from the process that you'll have to follow to get empaneled, the process that you'll have to follow to submit a quote, how many times are they going to negotiate, how many times does procurement negotiate, post the negotiation, what is the documentation required, what are the kind of legal agreements that you will have to sign, are they accepting accepting vendor sort of legal docs, or it has to be compulsorily in the company's legal paper. So these are things that you really need to understand. If you don't, then that is going to add to the frustration, right? So an ideal discovery has to focus on three main things. Number one, what is that pain, that big pain that is causing all the problem? But hear the customer side of the story on how this pain translates into consequences for individuals, for the company, for the business, for the customers, for the overall experience, for regulators, what have you, right? How does it translate into consequences? And number three, what does the buying process look like? Once you have understood these three, then it is time to narrow and go a mile deep into each line item that will help them decide in your favor. That is where the actual pitching starts, and not just a simple tailored demo, rather than just collecting information, showing some demo loaded with features. You have actually invested time in showing them a path towards how they can manage their journey of going from point A, where they are already stuck and struggling with some problems, from there to a point B where those problems are addressed and they are leading a happy and stress-free life. So show them the journey, make them believe that it is possible, work with them to make it possible, and believe me, they will choose you as a service provider if you are able to build that confidence with genuine intent. I repeat, with genuine intent, just saying it in presentations versus living that fact, having that body language, and having that commitment. There's a huge difference. So be genuine in your effort to help your customers achieve their business outcomes, and you will keep cracking those deals. Apply these. Let me know how they have worked for you. Write about it in our comment section. Thank you. Apply these. Let me know how they have worked for you.